I did a whole study on Proverbs 27, 5 and 6, like 10 minutes, and I was not streaming. And so I want to give you that opportunity right now to receive that verse. It says, open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. I'm Pastor P, and what I like to do is take you through the Proverbs on Tuesdays particularly, and just share a proverb. I take the day, which today is the 27th. Shout out to a good friend of mine, Bryce Bevel, who today is his birthday, and everybody else that has a birthday today or in the month of July. Happy birthday to you. Glad God created you in his image for his glory. I take that day and then read through the Proverbs and pull out a couple of the Proverbs to share. Today, it's open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed. When you first hear that, you think, open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed? Yes, it is. If something is done in public and it's wrong, it's not right, then the rebuke should come in public. Instead of saying, I'm probably going to hurt their feelings, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to let it ride, it's okay, I'll tell them later, I'll tell them in private. That's what I'll do, I'll wait. These are words that the Apostle Paul took seriously when Peter found himself being prejudiced with the Gentiles. And so he had been used by God to lead the Gentiles to Christ. God had used him in a miraculous way, and they had come to know Jesus through Peter's preaching. And Peter is there with them, and Jews come to see about the work. When they come, Peter withdraws from the Gentiles, making them seem like he was not with them. And the Bible talks about Paul having to confront Peter publicly and let Peter know publicly that he was wrong, that this hypocrisy it was impacting Barnabas, it was impacting the other people, it was wrong. And Paul had to rebuke him openly. Instead of pulling Peter to the side privately, instead of doing that, he said, no, this is a public offense and affair. I need to deal with this publicly. And then verse 6 says, so faithful are the wounds of a friend. So if you have a friend that rebukes you or tries to hold you accountable, that friend is faithful, and it might hurt to hear those things, but that friend is being faithful. Often that appears in the marriage covenant. It appears with brothers and sisters, natural brothers and sisters. It can be with brothers and sisters in Christ. It can be with parents and children. It's like if you love someone, you want to tell them when they're going the wrong direction, but it might hurt them to hear it. So faithful are the wounds of a friend. But beware of the enemy who will just kiss you on the lips, deceive you, and tell you everything you want to hear, but they will not tell you when you're going the wrong way. They will not tell you. They won't stand up and say, this is wrong. You want people around you that are willing, if necessary, if the offense becomes public, to rebuke you publicly and say, this is not right. Do you have any people like that in your life? People that will tell you that, hey, I love you, and what you're doing right now is leading to destruction. It dishonors God, and you'll find that you're only hurting yourself. A faithful friend will endure that painful moment when they have to share truth. And though truth may hurt for a moment, it will make you free. And so the Proverbs today are hard to hear in our world. That I want to rebuke you openly, and that's better than me just holding on to it, sparing your feelings, and just walking away. Or even walking away and telling you in private, oh, you know that what you just did was wrong. But no, letting them know, hey, this is not right, because those wounds of a friend are faithful, but the kisses of an enemy, they are deceitful. So you got to think about that. It is wise to think through having accountability and people in your life who are not afraid to share with you when they believe you're wrong. All of us need that person in our lives, even if they're not right. It's better to have someone saying, hey, but I think that is not right, because that is better than people who just say nothing to you and believe that you're wrong or don't care, so that they carefully conceal the things that they think would bring a rift in the relationship so that they can keep you on their side. And often when that's the case, they're only there to control you or manipulate you. And that's not a true friendship. We want your friendship to be based on love and truth. And this verse, rebuke and love, are really not the same thing in this context, because the rebuke is love, and the love carefully concealed is hypocrisy. But real love will do what is necessary, and the hypocritical love will avoid confrontation. Remember that as you communicate with the people in your life. And yes, I can hear you, somebody saying, yeah, but shouldn't you be tactful? Certainly you should be tactful. I believe Paul was tactful, but Peter was wrong. And he needed that gentle nudging, that rebuke that would cause him to be a more powerful soldier for Christ. And that's what, at the end of the day, I want to be. And I want to be an example for you of what it means to be a good friend. Peace.
Welcome to United.